why aren't you doing it? The reason you're not doing it is not because of knowledge, because the knowledge can be gained within an hour of actually just trying to do the ad. Do you understand? Yes or no, guys? But you're not doing it. The other thing that makes up your operating system is the questions you type into it. Any computer, you can type a question in, can't you? A command, a request, yes or no, guys? Request for information, right? So, think about it. In the future, you move forward, you hit a roadblock, fight, flight, or freeze response comes up inevitably. It screws up, it doesn't go well. Have you been guilty in the past of typing the wrong question into your Google, in your head, with a question that sounds a bit like this? Why do I always fuck up? Why am I always so goddamn stupid? Or something like that, yes or no, guys? Raise your hands. Now, your brain's like Google, it's the same. If you type into Google a question, it comes back and gives you the best matches. So if I type into my Google when I screw up, why are you such a screw up? Or why are you always fucking it up? Why are you such a screw up? Guess what? What searches come back? It searches the data bank of all my past experiences and go, there you go, look, you're a dick, there. And there, like, remember that time? Fucking idiot, look there, and you screwed up there. And it provides me all the past memories I don't want to see. Does that make sense? Raise your hand if you understand. So my dominant focus now is how I'm a fuck up. And my brain just proved it. So now I've got a belief that I'm a fuck up. Now that affects me even more. So now what's happening is your unconscious mind is creating a worse mindset than further you go that way. Does that make sense? But you shouldn't be doing that. The next thing that makes up your operating system is understanding what drives it. Your computer has drives in it, doesn't it? Yes or no, guys? What drives it? You've got to know what drives you. If you don't know what drives you, you don't know what to say yes to, you don't know what to say no to. You've got to know your values. If you don't know your values, decisions are hard. Decisions tend to be made on gut rather than on value. Does that make sense? Makes sense if you understand. The next thing that makes up your psychology is your archetypes. This is the most important thing on the slide. Your archetypes. Let's explain. Now remember earlier, if you were here, I talked about how everyone has a coping mechanism and they fall into one of four shadow selves. We had the controller, if you remember. We had the pleaser. We had the computer. And we also had the distractor. But there is an archetype which is the good side of all of those. So what we want to do is destroy our nature, our natural tendency to go to these when shit goes up, and instead go to these instead. These are your vices, these are your virtues. So let's talk about the archetypes. So the good side of the controller is the warrior within you. You need to activate your warrior. But some of you, your warrior is dormant. Some of you, your warrior is covered over because you're frightened of it or you don't like it. But guys, sometimes you need your warrior, does that make sense? To be able to enforce a boundary, to be courageous, to do these, that and the other. But if you can't find the warrior within you, it's kind of difficult, does that make sense? Raise your hand if you understand. The second one, which is your pleaser, the good side of the pleaser is the lover within you. You've got to access your lover more, which means you've got to open yourself up and become more vulnerable. And some of you hate the idea of being vulnerable because you were vulnerable once and someone fucking took advantage of you. You were vulnerable and somebody betrayed you. Yes or no, guys? So there's a part of you that you're not sure. In business today, you've got to be vulnerable. I don't mean the kind of vulnerability means you get dominated by your competition. I don't mean that. I mean the vulnerability that comes from being yourself, with no facade. The vulnerability that comes from being genuine, real, and honest, because that's how you'll win the game. Social media, guys, you're dead. You make up some shit that's not real, you don't be really you, everyone's going to find out, and they're going to post about it. So there's no ways around it, you've got to be real. So that means what you've got to do is open yourself up to clients and explain to them who you are. Don't show them a slide that says, oh, look at us, this is our company, been established since 1992, and you know, here's our client base, and this is, no one gives a fucking shit, quite honestly. But tell them your story, tell them the story of why you do what you do, and why you care, and where that caring and that drive to do what you do comes from. Now they trust you. Does that make sense? Yes or no, guys? But if you're afraid to be vulnerable, you won't do it. You'll play the game safe, and you won't get the results you're looking for. And the third archetype, which is the opposite of the third one, which you remember was our computer, is the sage. Sage, the mentor. Now the difference between the computer and the sage is the computer has got knowledge and know-how, but they will not share it because they're afraid to share their knowledge and know-how, because they come from a place of lack, and they're concerned if they give you too much, you'll use it against them, or they'll lose their power. Does that make sense? Yes or no, guys? Whereas the sage says, here's what I've got for you, and they want to share the power. And today's business world, you better share your knowledge and know-how, because that's how you get recognised as an expert, isn't it? By sharing your knowledge and know-how. If the sage in you is dormant, you won't write a book. If the sage in you is dormant, you will not use your YouTube channel. If the sage in you is dormant, you won't put videos on Facebook. Does that make sense? Raise your hand if you understand. You've got to have the sage present in your life. And the final one, which is the fourth one, which is the good side of the distractor, is the jester. The jester. Now, what was the job of the jester in the court of King and Queen of old? Did you say entertainment? And be right. One other thing. It was to burst the ego of the king or queen. Your job of your jester is to burst your own ego, which means laugh at yourself. Do not take yourself seriously, let your fucking hair down and have some spontaneous fun. Otherwise your brand will be bland. Do you understand? Yes or no, guys? And you're never going to find, I guarantee you're never going to find your jester unless you go back down your timeline and go and find them. Because that kid in you is down there. I want you to imagine right now that down there, somewhere in your timeline, back there, is the little you in their school uniform. The playful you, the spontaneous you. And you fucking left them behind. Because you thought you had to be this. And you said no. You thought they were wrong. You thought they didn't fit in. They were wrong shape, wrong size, wrong colour. You thought they weren't good enough. And so you became this and forgot to bring them with you. Does that make sense? And I'll tell you this. It doesn't matter how successful you get in life, unless you pick up the real you and bring them with you, no success will ever fulfill you. It will never be enough, because you'll always feel empty inside. Does that make sense? You've got to go back and reclaim your true self, because then you're fun and spontaneous. Look at Richard Branson, for example. Look at Branson. Is he prepared to do some adventurous things, yes or no? Take on difficult challenges, yes or no? Be potentially vilified for doing them, yes or no? Is he prepared to be stupid and playful just to get PR, yes or no? You're not. You're afraid to be judged because your little earlier you is left behind. I want to show you how to go back and claim them. And I'm telling you, when you bring that creative force, the entrepreneur in you is your child in you. Because when you were a kid, you created something out of nothing, didn't you? A box, was it? Now a plane, a train. You played, didn't you? Yes or no, guys? Your primary objective was play. And you forgot the game. The game of life is a game. Because you're not playing it like a game anymore. It's a game. The whole thing's a fucking game. Making money, it's a game. Living life, love, it's a game. It's just a game, that's all it is. And a child knows that. But you've forgotten. When you remember that and bring that creative force back into your life, you too can again create something out of nothing. A product, a service that didn't exist, but you manifest from nothing into something. Does that make sense? That force within you to create love, joy, happiness and things, products, services, that's in you, but it's down there. And you've been trying all your life and not knowing where to get to, and that's because you've got to go back and get them first. Now, how fast is all that run? How fast is the operating system running? Is it making calculations quickly? Yes or no, guys? Like any computer, it makes calculations quickly. You look at that event, that opportunity, and go, blah, blah, blah. So that then affects your thinking. All that affects how you think. You can only think in two ways. You either think in pictures, you see pictures, or you talk to yourself, or both. Yes or no, guys? And depending on what you picture, and depending on what you say to yourself, will then affect your state, how you feel. Now, that's pretty important, how you feel. Here's why. Because your state determines your decision. Here's what I want you to know and remember from today. All decisions are state dependent. All decisions are state dependent. What does it mean? It means whether you say yes or whether you say no to something is largely dependent on the state you're in when you're trying to make the choice. Does that make sense? Raise your hand if you understand. So if you've got a habit of creating doubt, you tend to create decisions that are wait. Does that make sense? And again, it's all slowing you down. Which as a kid you never did. You just said yes every single time. And your decisions obviously affect your actions, what you decide to do or not to do, and that affects your results. So, join in with me. Shout it out loud. Can you all talk to me, yes or no? Look, I know you don't need one calling out, American happy clappy shit, I get it. But look, why try to fit in when you're born to stand out? If you're a square peg in a round hole, don't let those fuckers round off your shoulders. Because you'll fall straight through that hole, won't you? Yes or no, guys? So call out at me now, right? No matter what. If you want to produce better results, you've got to take different. You've got to produce different actions. You've got to change your. You've got to change your decisions. You've got to manage your emotional. You've got to manage your emotional state. You've got to change how you think is determined by all of that, and all of that is based on your past. So all of that is a pattern of behaviour that runs whenever you go to fight, flight, or freeze. Does that make sense? Which, as you start to move your life forward and move into uncharted territory in business or relationships, is going to get fired off on a regular basis. Does that make sense? Raise your hands. So if you keep running that stuff, you just keep avoiding more and more of the things you should do. Now the good news is, there's an antidote to all of this. There's an antidote to it, right? What I'd like to do is invite you to that antidote. I'm here to serve and sell. Now, when I invite you to this in a moment, I guarantee you can afford it. I've deliberately priced it so you cannot say I can't afford it.